You guys are doing great so far. We've learned a ton about Twitter's idiosyncrasies. But now it's time for the big top show. It's time for what you came for, and that is finding and pitching clients. Now, there is a right and a wrong way to pitch clients, and I'm going to start with showing you the wrong way to do it. I want to draw your attention to what not to do on Twitter, how not to pitch clients. Now, the picture that you're seeing on your screen is typical of how VAs tend to pitch people on social media. I do not want you to do this. Brief example, this guy Mark, I don't know him. He reached out to me directly for a small VA project. And other people who, rightly so, are using Twitter to search for clients and probably use the search terms virtual assistant in the search bar, saw Mark's tweet and took the opportunity to pitch him their services, which go for it. Everybody deserves a chance to pitch clients online. So I'm thrilled that they did it. I don't care that Mark tweeted at me and these people hopped in. I welcome that opportunity. However, if I were Mark, I wouldn't hire any one of these people. That's because they are making Mark do all the legwork. They are being lazy, which is something we talked about earlier in the course. But as you can see, each person only wrote, "Count me in, here's my email." I just don't do that. Each person that replied to him said, "Yep, I'm interested, here's my email." That is a kiss of death, again, in Twitter, because you're making the client do the legwork. You're not giving the client, in this case Mark, any valuable information. You've told him nothing about your services, who you are, how you guys can take this next conversation from Twitter to a phone call, which is where you can really seal the deal. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do this the right way. Okay, so I just pulled up Mark's tweet again. And if I were interested in pitching my services to Mark, here's how I would do it. First and foremost, you want to tweet your reply that answers the following questions: who you are, what services you specialize in, who you serve. If that response seems familiar to you, because it follows the almost exact formula that I use for my title in Twitter as well. You basically want to answer all the who, what, where, when, and important questions right away so that there's no back and forth. And if Mark is interested in going forward, you've provided all the details you need to provide from the get-go. So here's really how to pitch people and win work off of Twitter. We're going to get down to business immediately. We're going to skip the niceties like, "Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for reaching out." And I'll explain why in a second. We're going to start with, "Hi, sounds great. I specialize in both long-term and short-term projects and include a wide variety of general admin services. I'm going to send you a DM to continue this conversation. Thank you so much for reaching out." Okay, then, so I've got this. I'm going to separate that so it looks a little nicer. Okay. Here's why this message is better than the other examples that I showed you. First and foremost, since Mark reached out to us, we're just going to reiterate that we specialize in both long-term and short-term projects, specifically because he mentioned a short-term project here. And then I want to include a little tidbit about my services. So Mark didn't give us really anything to go on, so I've included purposefully that I have a wide variety of general admin skills. This is perhaps the most important part of this video. This sentence right here, "I'm going to send you a DM to continue this conversation." A DM is a direct message, and as soon as we send this reply, we are going to message Mark. And lastly, the reason that we end a tweet with "thank you so much for reaching out," I end niceties for this very crucial reason. For example, I used to write all my emails with, "Hey, so-and-so, hope you're having a great week." Research has actually shown that people will respond better to emails if you just get right down to business. So you're emailing and responding with the things you need to respond to. And then end the note with, "Hope you're having a great week." That makes people feel good. They usually remember the last sign off of the email. So if you want to leave a lasting impression, you want to make sure that your last sentence, whether it's on a tweet like this or an email, is one that makes them feel good. Okay, so anyway, I would hit reply. I would send this to Mark if this is something I would pursue. Then we would go to Mark's profile and send him a direct message. If we can, by the way, not all people have direct messages set up, but 99% of the time people will have direct messages set up on their profile. So this is an example of somebody that reached out to me. Let's find an example together where we are pitching somebody new, a stranger. We're cold pitching people here. So I'm gonna put need a virtual assistant and let's see what pops up for the day. All right, so I did my search using the search terms, I need to hire a virtual assistant, and I quickly skimmed just for an example in this video. This is a bit of an old tweet, but I just wanted to show you how pitching works. So this particular person needs to hire a virtual assistant. So we know where she's looking for one. She's also saying, do you have any advice on hiring and managing and all that good stuff? So if this person, what I would do first and foremost is look at their profile. I would check out their website, their YouTube. I would check out some of their tweets. And if this person is somebody that looks interesting to me and looks like I would like to work with a person like this, I would absolutely pitch my services. So here's how we're gonna do it together. Remember our formula here. We're gonna start with who, what, where, and when. We'd say, hi, April Lynn. Or you know what, we could even keep it shorter. Hi there. No, I like her name. Hi, April Lynn. I'm a VA specializing in general admin and, so I would say I'm a VA specializing in general admin and, because we know she's looking for something particular. So she's receiving tons of too many messages for her YouTube and she can't keep them all organized. So I would say something like I'm a VA specializing in general admin and social media maintenance. Let's say, ooh, if only I could spell. So I like to say maintenance. I am going to send you a DM with more details. Then I might get even more specific about the social media. I would say including managing YouTube channels and incoming messages. I'm gonna send you a DM with more details. We wanna let her know it's coming. And then I would end with looking forward to chatting with you. So that's my very simple message. Very quickly answers the who, I'm a VA. The what, I specialize in general admin and social media. And the where is I'm gonna send you a DM right now, looking forward to chatting with you. Boom, hit reply. Then I am immediately going to her profile where I will send her a message. Now here comes the fun part. We get to be a little more specific in how we want to approach somebody in their DMs. We're going to assume that the person we are messaging is busy, so they need to know the details. Again, a reiteration of who you are, why you're reaching out to them in their inbox, how you can help them, and what the next steps are. I cannot reiterate this enough. If you do not have a call to action or a next step, this will go nowhere. So let's do an example of what all this looks like. So I'm going to say it again. Hi. Again, I'm Erin, so I'm offering a refresher, a virtual assistant with a wide variety of admin skills. I also specialize in managing content on social media, particularly YouTube. Then I would say I looked at your YouTube channel and I would insert something here specifically about her copy. So you want it to be something of interest, like, wow, your content really spoke to me, or I found this to be really interesting, or I saw that you have 10,000 views. I bet you have a ton of comments. So it's something that shows this client, potential client, that you've looked at the content and that you understand their pain points. That is also an important thing. So I looked at your YouTube channel. We want to add something relatable and about the client's pain points, if you can. Then I want to add, I'd love to discuss your needs more and how I might be able to assist. I'd be happy to send a Zoom link for an exploratory call or hop on the phone, whatever you prefer. So the reason that this very crucial, I like to call it call to action, is because you don't just want to let this message sit there in her inbox. You need to let your prospective client know that you have a next step. And the next step is to get off of Twitter and onto the phone. You either want to get this person on the phone or you want to get this person on Zoom, a video chat, whatever they prefer. But you want to start talking with them face to face or voice to voice, because you want to be able to show this person that A, you are real. You're not just a mystery person behind a keyboard. You're a real VA with a legitimate virtual assistant business. And I also find that connecting on the phone helps everybody be a little more nuanced. You can get to know this person. You can get to suss out their personality. They'll be able to get a better sense for your personality. So having them off of Twitter and onto the phone is definitely your highest priority. And it is at that point that you can start telling them about your services. You can ask them what is it that they're struggling with right now. You can tell them about your rates, and you can discuss all the details that are pertinent to your specific business. Now, I threw a lot of information at you in this particular lecture. I'm going to include a downloadable with the steps and some verbiage for you to use when pitching clients. So be sure to download the resource associated with this lecture.